This is Commander Zeus at the helm of the planet ship Earth. We're inside the command center right now. Anyway, we're going to talk about thought and thinking and basically navigation of your own conception, considering all realities fall into line. What do you mean by that? Well, I was told long ago that we have what's called an auric field. And this auric field is our transportation device. Well, question is, the 6 honest serving men, I'll use them till the day I die. What, where, when, who, how, why. What, where, when, who, how, why. Well, what was my question initially on what was going on. So then we looked at what it is. So everything is atoms that fall into a divisional rate when they come together on a thing, which is 1, 2, 4, 8. 1, 2, 4, 8, creation of a thing from cellular organisms that are made up inside the human body and outside of the human body, which is an expression of self because everything is atoms. And if you look at current science, and this is current science, you are an atom creator. And the atoms that actually perpetually shoot out of your body about 100 to 200 million a day based upon the thinking of the person, because those who think a lot do create a lot. And then you create what you think about most of the time. You are what you do repeatedly. That's an interesting concept when you think about that. So you got, what are we? We're a bunch of atoms. Your body is a construct of about 50, 60 trillion cells, and every cell is just like you. It has organettes instead of organs that we know it as to be. But it has these organettes. And so within yourself is a community, about 50, 60 trillion cells that are like you. They eat, drink, they basically have sex, they defecate, they, all those sorts of things. And we know it to be as what would be classified as sweat, I suppose. But now we look at the human body. You've got this 50, 60 trillion cells that organize into who we are, which is a manifestation of thought. Now we go into The Origin of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton, where he's stating that the very thoughts, you have the placebo and the nocebo, placebo being positive thoughts and thinking everything's going to work out for you, normally manifests into exactly that. And the nocebo is the thoughts of negativity and whatever, basically manifests as well, meaning you're going to get sick if you think you're going to get sick, and you're going to get well if you think you're going to get well. Okay, so these thoughts, you have 2 types of thoughts, ones you like, ones you don't like. Nocebo, placebo. Interesting. If I put that on the other way, placebo and nocebo. The ones you like are normally the placebo ones because they make you feel good. Ones you don't like, normally the nocebo, because it makes you feel bad, right? So now we look at that. You're a construct of energy because the atom itself is nothing but electricity, which 99.999 empty space. It's empty space, friends. Everything that's made of atoms is nothing but empty space, but it's put together because my mind thinks it's true, and therefore 2 atoms can never touch, because what that causes, boom, the explosion. Anyway, so that's you, and that's the world that you live in. And constant thought. The hell of thought is if you're in this nocebo effect, which you're thinking everything's going against you. Because guess what it is? Because you're seeing it in your mind prior to. There's a bufferer there, though, because nothing but good energy comes to you from the universe. Planet ship Earth, you've had nothing to do with that. Well, sort of. But the universe has got everything in its own right way. We're at the exact spot where we're supposed to be from the sun, even though we're traveling about 215 miles per second around it in revolution. Then you've got us in the solar system, our little one, which I guess has now been classified, instead of being in the Milky Way cluster, we're actually in a separate solar system that's cruising through the Milky Way cluster, the Sirian galaxy. So we're shooting at that speed at 915 miles per second. So we're cruising, baby. We are cruising, and you didn't even have to put two thoughts to it. We always stay on track. So now, with that being the case there, the goodness is always coming to us. And this planet, Gaia, is the love boat. Why? Because each one of you are made just like God. Nothing but love, okay? Unless you think so. And the cool thing is, I'll back it up with saying you were actually created in the essence of love, in the act of it. So we walk into our now, and instead of trying, we do. Instead of trying, we do. You think about something, you do it. You don't try it, because trying is the first excuse that most people say why it didn't get done, right? Anyway, so that's what I am doing now, is just being the highest version of myself and creating things. Now, the one thing that we're creating is the Global Peace Project's vegan, vegetarian fast food. It's coming, baby. First taste test today. Now, what's the whole purpose of it? It's to make a healthy, more than healthy, a medically stable mushroom burger, which we've created, which has mushrooms in it to help with your heart and all your lung function and your actual body functions and the brain. We mix these mushrooms together and we create a burger out of it, which is Szechuan. It's a barbecue Szechuan is our first production. But we're gonna have about 5 or 6 different ones. And in legal states, THC is available, my friend. It will be an edible. Tasting good. So with that being the case, sir, we'll also offer French fries, which will have Himalayan salt on it, and a drink, which will be lemonade, purified water, lemons, agave. And then you've also got, into our next phase, we want donuts, a healthy donut made out of hemp, right? Healthy donut, raspberry full with a chocolate. And they do come in edible as well. We're gonna have different flavors of that, chocolate, vanilla, hazelnut maybe, and the coffee. A specialty coffee that will blow your mind, mate. Blow your mind. An cappuccino that will blow your mind. We have peanut butter, we have peanut butter chocolate, the Reese's one, and they are also available with the THC or CBD, whichever you're wanting. We have why are we doing it? Okay, so I've noticed that there's been some areas where some people need some help. So we want to make a full way house that will give people a running start. Give them everything they need, clothes, computer, make sure they got a phone and stuff like that, but also a training on how to reprogram your own subconscious brain. Not the way I want, for your desires. And then the big thing there is in a world platform, which we will be a world platform. We're going to push money into the communities to the point where there's not going to be a need for people having to work to survive, but they'll work to thrive and create more of what they believe is what their calling is, instead of being forced into something that they don't want to do. We don't have to do what we don't want to, but what you want to do, you'll do everything to get it done. And that's what we need. We need people who are passionate about what they do, passionate about helping people, and there's a lot of people out there that are that way. Anyway, so if you want to know more information, give me a call. I'm Zeus. Phone number is area code 317-263-1598. The Global Peace Project. We've got this, mate. We can do it. Everybody, we can do it. Blessings.